Working away from home?
Yeah, that's right. Apparently, a lot of people quit recently and they are short-staffed.
Really?
You know, this kind of thing tends to target single people for business trips, right? But everyone in our department is married, so I, the young one, was chosen.
How long are you going for?
Well, I guess I have to do it until the next person comes in.
That's too bad. You just bought your own home.
I didn't expect this to happen either. Anyway, I'm leaving in 2 weeks.
That's sudden. Okay. Take care and have safe work.
Yeah,
My name is Aaliyah. I work as a company employee in the real estate industry. I recently bought my own home and thought I would start a new life, but because of my husband's sudden working away from home, I had to live alone in a big house. I didn't think this would happen right after buying my own home, even though it was for work. 2 weeks later. Call me when you finish work, okay?
yeah, I'll try to contact you as much as possible.
Okay. Time flew by and Leo left for his destination. I haven't been in the new house for long, but it already feels big. But I can't keep saying that. I have work too, so I focus on work while feeling lonely. When I get home from work, the space is really empty and the house feels colder than usual. I wish he would come back soon. A month or so passed. Leo seemed to have gotten used to his work. Of course, we communicate by phone, but that's not enough. I thought so and decided to go to Leo's place and told him about it, but
No, that's impossible. My room is not that big, you know.
really? But there should be enough space for me to fit in.
I have stuff lying around, so it might be difficult.
Really?
And lately, I get called for work a lot, so I might not be there more often than not.
Is that so? But Leo, didn't you say that you had a good company with a lot of holidays until recently?
Did I?
Yes, you did. And, I don't know, but you seem to be nervous since a while ago. Are you hiding something?
No way. Oh, sorry. Someone from the company came. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, Leo! Then Leo hung up the phone. Something was suspicious. He seemed to be hiding something unlike before. And he didn't want me to come. That's weird no matter how you look at it. What is he hiding? So I decided to go to Leo's house and check it out. If he's hiding something, I have to investigate. That's what I thought. A week later, I took a paid leave and headed to the place where Leo was. It took about 2.5 hours by car, but I didn't mind driving, so I didn't think it was too far. But that was not the problem. The only thing that mattered was what Leo was doing and where. It was the first time I visited Leo's apartment at his new assignment. He said he would take care of everything himself, such as moving and preparing, so I didn't have anything to do. But there was one thing that bothered me. The luggage he packed was surprisingly small. I asked him about it, of course. Hey, Leo, why do you have so little luggage to live there?
Huh?
I mean, you left a lot of clothes behind, didn't you? Why is that? Then Leo looked a bit flustered.
Oh, well, that's because, you know, I have a lot of suits.
Really?
Yeah, so I thought I didn't need to bring much clothes.
But what about your casual wear? You'll need that, won't you? How are you going to manage with just that?
Well, anyway, if I run out of clothes, I'll ask you to send them or buy them there, so don't worry.
He ended the conversation like that. Looking back, it was a strange story. I thought about it as I arrived at the house, but I noticed something odd at first. What's that smell? Leo was not at home, and there was an indescribable stench around the room. It smelled like something rotten, similar to garbage. If he came back here, he would notice such a smell. Where was Leo? I was so shocked that I called him without thinking.
Hello, what's up?
Where are you right now?
Why are you asking me that?
Just answer me quickly.
What? I'm at the apartment. I have a day off today, so I'm just lazing around.
Really?
Oh, sorry, I got a call from the office. I'll talk to you later. Bye!
It seemed like Leo was lying. Sleeping at the apartment? There was no way he could sleep in such a foul-smelling place. And from the looks of it, he hadn't been back for days. Then where was he? After that, I told him I was coming and decided to meet him in the afternoon. I thought I would take my time and grill him. A few hours later.
Wow, I didn't expect you to come. You surprised me by coming so suddenly.
I got a day off from work unexpectedly, and it coincided with a long weekend starting tomorrow, so I thought I'd come and visit you. And I was wondering if your place was messy or not. As I said that, Leo's face changed a little.
Well, yeah. But, how about we skip my place today and go out for dinner somewhere?
Huh? You don't have to worry about me. I'll cook you a nice meal for a change.
No, it's okay. You came all this way, so I should treat you.
Really? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
Yes.
Why do you look relieved?
Ha!
You look like you're glad I didn't go to your place. Is there something in there?
No, of course not. Well, shall we go then? I know a good restaurant.
Leo acted as if nothing was wrong, but he was clearly nervous. Especially when the word home came up, he was very flustered. If I keep him on the hook, he'll slip up sooner or later. Later, we had dinner and chatted for a while. Then I brought up a topic that cut deeper. By the way, I didn't tell you this, but I went to your apartment earlier.
What?
At that moment, Leo dropped his fork. What's wrong? You're so startled.
Oh, no, it's not that. I was just surprised that you went there so suddenly.
It smelled weird, and you didn't answer the doorbell. And you said you were sleeping there earlier, right?
Actually, I don't live in that apartment anymore.
What? What do you mean? That's the apartment the company provided for you, right? You can't just not live there.
Well, yeah, but you'd understand if you went there. It's so shabby. It's not a place where I can relax after coming back from work. So I moved to a different apartment a while ago.
Why didn't you tell me? And you said you were sleeping in the apartment earlier.
I was going to tell you when I came back next time. I didn't think you'd come today. And the sleeping in the apartment thing was also true, right?
Leo was talking a lot at that time. He was flustered before, but why did he seem so confident now? Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was lying before, but his words this time were all troubling, and I couldn't trust them at all. Luckily, I had a long weekend off starting tomorrow. I told Leo I'd go back home tomorrow and left after dinner. Of course, I followed him after I said goodbye to him. I was curious about where he was living now. I trailed him until he arrived at an apartment building. It looked like a pretty nice place. Did he really need such a fancy place just because he didn't like the company housing? I wondered as I watched him enter his room. Then, I heard a woman's voice from inside. Was it my imagination? I thought, but he was talking to someone at the door. Who was it? I moved closer to see the room and I was speechless with shock. A young woman was greeting him as he came home. And they looked very close. I realized it was cheating right away. I see. I finally understood. This was how it was. He didn't dislike the company housing. He was living with his lover and he didn't need it at all. Maybe he didn't take his clothes because he had them at her place. It was all for cheating. Everything made sense when I thought that. I hired a detective right away. I felt like I could do it myself, but I had a job too. I couldn't check on his every move all the time. I'm sorry, but I'll take the money from our savings. If he complains, I'll show him the evidence of his cheating. That will shut him up. 3 weeks later, the detective gave me the proof of his cheating. His lover was a coworker at his new place. They got close when they met at a cross-departmental meeting once, and they started contacting each other after that. And then they became lovers. It was true that her department was short-staffed. But he lied about what he said. Someone else was supposed to go there. He volunteered to go instead. It was all to see his lover. I knew everything that had happened, and there was no benefit to staying with him any longer. So I had been thinking for a long time. How could I send Leo and his lover to hell? The detective said that some of the employees had a vague idea of their relationship. Once, another employee had accidentally seen them holding hands on their way home. That had caused a rumor to spread in the department, and people wondered if they were dating. But the lover had denied it. But in reality, they were still together. And the detective thought that they had deliberately let the others know. The lover was very eager to get married, and she wanted to be with Leo as soon as possible. So she kept telling him to break up with me every time. Then, the best revenge for them would be to not let that happen. First, I had to deal with Leo. So the first thing I did was to sell the house. The house was the property of the couple. It was under my name, so I could do whatever I wanted. I think Leo said he would be back in 2 weeks. Then, I would start the selling process before that. I had consulted with my workplace about selling the house. 2 weeks later, Leo came home without knowing anything.
I'm home. Ah, it's good to be back in my own house. Huh? Why is everything so tidy?
That's because I'm selling this house.
What? What are you talking about? Is this a joke? Don't joke like that. You look serious. You're making me believe you.
It's not a joke or anything. I'm serious.
Why are you doing such a selfish thing? I was living in an unfamiliar house for my job, and I finally came back to this house. And you're doing this to me?
Gabriella, right? The woman you're living with. His face tensed up when I said the name of his lover.
What are you talking about? Huh, Gabriella? Who is that?
Wow, you're still playing dumb at this point. You're amazing, you know that?
What do you want to say?
He snapped back at me, half angry. I was a bit annoyed by his attitude, so I decided to corner him slowly. I know everything. About your affair with that woman Gabriella. I know all about it. And you still think you can get away with it? Leo looked down and didn't answer. There were some things that I thought were strange from the beginning. I pretended not to notice some of them, but not this time. You know I can't forgive something like cheating, right?
That's true, but...
But? But what? Are you saying you have a good reason for cheating? Are you the kind of person who blames others for your own actions? Then Leo got furious.
That's right.
What?
It's your fault for doing everything. I wanted you to let me do some things too. But when you told me to leave everything to you, I had no place to stand. So I looked for comfort elsewhere and ended up with her.
The reason Leo gave me was something I could understand, but not at all. It was just an excuse to run away from the problems with me. And if Leo said that, I had many things to say too. I've been listening to what you've been saying, but I have something to say too. Do you know why I've been doing everything for you? I've tried to step back and let Leo handle things. But who never does anything no matter how long I wait? I had to do everything or we wouldn't have had a wedding, right?
That's...
I wanted you to do more things for me. I mean, things like buying a house, aren't they supposed to be done by the husband? But you always tell me to do everything. And I did it for you. Don't mess with me.
Eat!
I never saw you do anything when I left it to you, so I had no choice but to do it myself. Well, I'm glad. I was just about to give this to you. Saying that, I slammed the divorce papers on the table.
Divorce papers?
Yes. I don't want to live with a man who cheats on me and goes to another woman.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that all of a sudden.
All of a sudden? I found out about your affair all of a sudden too. So that's fair, right?
But, that's different. I mean...
At that moment, I thought of something as I talked to Leo. Why did I marry this guy? I hear a lot of people wonder why they married someone like that when they get cheated on or after they get married for a while. I'm one of them. I can't help but question my past self who wanted to spend the rest of my life with someone who cheats and doesn't even apologize. So, I don't care how much Leo apologizes. My answer is already decided. I won't forgive you no matter how much you apologize.
Aaliyah, we've been together for a long time. I realized it. How happy I was when I was with you.
I'm sure you were. Young women are expensive, and you have to pay for them more often. If you're with me, I'll pay for you, and you don't have to do anything, and it's easy, right? But if you cheat, I can't help it. That's your healing, right? Then do your best.
Ugh!
That's how this incident ended. Of course, I sued Leo and his mistress for damages. Of course, they fought over this. They said things like, "Wasn't it supposed to be a secret?" and argued until they broke up in the end. But they can't move right away, so they're still in the same hellish atmosphere at work. The rumor has already spread in the company, and they're in a miserable situation. I got promoted after that and achieved results at work. I'm fine with work being my lover for now, but someday I want to meet someone who's my destiny. But I think I need to improve my eye for men a little more.
How did you like this story? Please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.